President Trump calling for unity after a shooting that injured a top House Republican leader, Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise. Before this attack, there were concerns that a play in New York City portraying the assassination of a character looking like the president could potentially provoke unnecessary violence.
We have the right to be free in this country. We have the right to elect our leaders, and we have the right to go vote against them if we disagree with their policies. But we've got to ratchet down the rhetoric that we've seen, not only on social media, but in the media, in the 24-hour news cycle. These are the things that have to stop. This is a result, I believe, of political rhetorical terrorism. That has to stop.
So he says political rhetorical terrorism there. That was Illinois Congressman Rodney Davis, who was on the baseball field yesterday. So is he right? Is divisive political rhetoric to blame for this? Joining us now, Christopher Bedford, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller News Foundation. Chris, thanks so much for coming on this morning. You saw something like this coming, didn't you?
It's been a long time coming. You hear a lot of high-minded blather about trigger words and violent rhetoric and all these other things, safe spaces from the left. But over the last couple months in the lead up to the election, really since the primaries, young people, old people, men and women who have supported Donald Trump or even supported the GOP have been bloodied. They've had their cars stopped. They've been pepper sprayed. There's been violence in the streets, most of it perpetrated by people wearing masks. And at the same time, you've got crowds in Manhattan cheering over the assassination or the play assassination of Donald Trump. You've got comedians holding up Donald Trump's bloodied head like they're in some kind of ISIS video. Not only has this been a long time coming, but my fear is that this is just the beginning, and it's not even going to stop. It's not going to cool down. I haven't seen too many signs outside of elected politicians that this is really going to cool down.
Sure. Let me just list something for you here, and we're going to bring it up on screen. Donald Trump Jr. retweeted a message from a Trump supporter, Harlan Hill, saying events like today are exactly why we took issue with New York elites glorifying the assassination of our president, talking about the Shakespeare in the Park play in Central Park. Also, like you said, the Kathy Griffin picture holding up the bloodied head. What's your response to that? I mean, this is something to take seriously, you think?
Yeah, I think it is. Just 2 days ago on this program, we were talking about how if there is, and we said hopefully there won't be, violence against Congress again or against politicians, against elected representatives of the American people, then the folks who are showing this kind of violent imagery to cheering crowds are going to feel really terrible about it. Remember back when Barack Obama was president, a rodeo clown was run out of town for putting on an Obama mask during a rodeo. Now we have people stabbing the president on stage while other folks cheer. That's not the kind of atmosphere that anyone wants, and hopefully the elites, at least, you know, the people in Hollywood, the people in the media, will get the message and say we're really embarrassed about the way we've acted and try to tone it down.
Well, let's bring up a picture of Hodgkinson here, the gunman in this, and we're going to show you a sign that he is holding here. It says, tax the rich like Congress did for 70 years till Reagan's trickle down. We need 20 brackets, 20 million. Obviously, this guy was very political, very leftist here, and I want you to answer something for me, because it seems to me that what it takes now to get people to get to the polls and actually vote is very intense, very dramatic talk. To get people inspired enough to go out and vote, which is everything to these politicians, they have to talk a big game and say some very dramatic things. Is that the danger? That because you have to talk so big that you inspire crazy people and they take it to heart and they do something like this?
It certainly can be. I mean, people did try to blame Donald Trump for a rise in the insults and things like that happened in the last campaign. But if you remember back to Bush's re-election, you had Hollywood rappers like Puff Daddy launching campaigns that said, vote or die. There's every single day you read the newspaper, places like the Daily Beast or all these other left-wing places are saying, Republicans are trying to kill you. The sea rise is going to happen. It's going to destroy your cities. First of all, none of that is true. And second of all, it's causing people a panic. And if you're someone who watches this and you believe every day, because you read these left-wing newspapers, that Republicans are there to kill you, then why wouldn't you do something? And we haven't even really seen a good reaction. For example, People for the American Way, a left-wing charity. You'd think that the American Way is waking up early to practice baseball with elected representatives. Yesterday I got 2 fundraising notices from them, not a single thing other than that. One of them congratulating the win in Virginia, and the second one attacking Donald Trump. It's going to be difficult to see it change.
Yeah, well, I certainly think that this could be a wake-up call for a lot of people on Capitol Hill that are pushing a lot of this rhetoric out there as one of their own good shots. So thank you so much for coming on this morning and talking to us.
Thank you. All right.